Farinelli, and you're watching Gear65, the gadget review show. This is episode number 43, and we are taking a look this week at the XMI X Mini Max 2. So these are the new X Mini Max 2s. Basically, just like the original X Mini, the X Mini actually has the second generation called the X Mini 2, which we did a few months ago with NTT and DK. And we love those speakers. They sound brilliant, and they can join together to become really loud. You can check out the episode to find out more. Basically, what they did is they took that speaker and then they made two of them, right? And they turned it into a stereo speaker. And this is what this speaker basically is, the X Mini Max 2. So before we talk about the sound quality, let's talk about the design of the speakers itself.
Right.
The speakers are generally larger, wider,
physically
fatter,
larger.
Fatter. A little slightly fatter than
the internal driver remains the same.
Yes, exactly the same driver inside.
Huge for a portable 40mm driver inside.
Yeah.
But it's the same as the X Mini 2.
So it's slightly wider inside. It looks like a little egg. The box makes it look like a robot's head.
Like this. Everyone's saying it looks like the Sony Rolly.
Yeah, it does. Whenever I take it out, people think it's a Sony Rolly. Then okay.
It won't roll too. Sorry. Too bad.
So
nice.
The texture is just like the X Mini Max 2. The X Mini 2 is slightly rubbery texture. Yeah. And then, so if you take a look at it, you see the USB port here. This USB port is for audio as well as for charging. And then this is where the audio is going to come in. There are two independent speakers. They're literally independent. You can actually just use one of them on their own if you want to. Internal battery, internal rechargeable battery, and it charges by USB. Battery life is up to about 11 hours.
12 hours actually.
12 hours.
The 11 hours is written for what? For the X Mini 2?
Yeah, this one says 11 hours as well. So
12 hours. Everyone's saying 12 hours.
Okay, well, 12 hours then. But basically, we haven't. Ever since I gotten it, I haven't charged it yet. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, and we used it during the Windows 7 social media. We still haven't charged it yet. So the battery life is pretty good.
It is crazy.
So the LED indicates here. The LED will also show that it's charging. And yeah. So magnet underneath.
And just the body jack system.
Yeah, the body jack system at the back.
Yeah.
Right. So the body jack allows you to
cute cartoon in case you don't even know what it is.
It allows you to daisy chain speakers together.
Yeah, it's the expansion.
And it's just like the original X Mini 2, right? The only difference is that and there is no difference actually. the thing is that you can't attach another X Mini Max 2 to this thing.
I see. So you have to expand with
X Mini 2s. The X Mini 2s. Because you can. It's just that it's kind of strange to do it. Because you see, right, this one, right, when it extends out, right, it's just gonna be a mono signal, right, for one channel. So unless you can do it, it's just that
quite down.
It's kind of strange, yeah.
Unless you want like 3 speakers for each side, like, okay.
Yeah, then that will probably work. But if you attach a whole lot of X Mini 2s at the back on each side, right? So like 4 X Mini 2s on one side, or 8 X Mini 2s. Yeah, like total super loud stereo. Yeah, so that's one of the things you can do. And then of course, like all X Minis, they pop out. You can twist it and you can pop out. Increases the bass, increases the volume of the sound as well.
Right, the fullness of the sound.
Yeah, and basically that's pretty much the design. It comes in 3 colors. White, red and black. I would recommend you to avoid white.
The white.
Really avoid it. I'm not sure you can see. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, okay. Let me just turn on let you see it. Get a really close up of the speakers itself, right? You can see it. There's a little bit stains at the side here. Yeah, because when your hands are naturally greasy or dirty, right? And this thing is just attracts dirt. It just starts to turn. It's white right now. I tell you, if you have this after a few weeks, you'll start to turn grey. So I'll recommend that you get the black and the red.
One more thing I noticed, the speaker, as in the diaphragm, is now angled upwards towards you. It's kind of like I actually don't know why they didn't think of this earlier, but I mean it's a standard speaker thing, angled about 10 degrees towards whoever is listening to it. Yeah,
I think it's for the original X Mini, right? Because it's meant to be a mono speaker, you put it in the middle of the table, everybody can hear, right? But for this one, because it's stereo, so stereo generally you need to have a left and a right. So for that, right, it makes more sense that people would actually put it in front of you. So that then it makes more sense to actually have an angled speaker facing towards you.
This shroud also helps with the direction.
Yeah, so you can see it actually kind of points the speaker towards you to some extent. So that's basically the design of speakers. It comes with a cable. So unlike the original X Mini 2, right, there's no built-in volume control. There's no built-in 3.5mm cable.
Yeah, okay, but well,
they can't do it, right? They can't put it in. There's no point in putting in the cable built in.
It's not practical.
Then it's no point putting the volume controls inside as well.
Right.
Because you know, then you'll be controlling the two volumes independently, which doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
So instead, they come with this cable. So let me just put this aside first. So it comes with this cable, and so what happens is that on each side you have two mini USB ports, and then as you can see, right, there's one left and one right.
Yes.
Whichever one you plug it into, it becomes which signal.
Yeah.
Yep. And then at the other end, you have here the USB, solely for charging, like we explained earlier for previous episodes. If you plug this in to a computer, it doesn't detect as an audio input device.
Yes.
Audio input-output device. It's just going to be charging solely electricity only. The audio is going to come out from this one, 3.5mm jack.
And it's a volume control.
And the volume control is built into the cable, which was not... I don't remember it being available in the original
It was available in
it
X-Mini Max.
In an X-Mini Max, okay. Yeah. And so, in other words, this is an X-Mini 2 on its own, right? Mono speaker. This is another mono speaker. The only thing that makes it stereo is this cable.
Yes.
So essentially,
which is something that we have been trying to kind of hack.
Yeah. And we tested it
so long.
We tested it. If you take this cable, right, and then you connect this to X-Mini 2, and you connect this to another X-Mini 2 on a respective one,
course, but
and it becomes stereo.
Yeah, but the question is, how do you do it without this?
Yeah. So this cable is the one that makes it max. This on its own is just an ordinary X-Mini 2 with some nicer designs and the angle and all that. Yeah, but this is the one that makes it stereo. So just take note of that. Yeah. So that's pretty much in terms of the hardware, the design, and all that. The USB. Oh yes, one more thing. So with regards to this cable, right? I think it goes up to here. Yeah. Right, so this is as far as it will separate to. So it's actually kind of short distance.
Yeah.
And then you have this little rubber cap which you can adjust. So Mr. Farinelli here, he pulled it and then he accidentally ripped it apart all the way until this extent.
I didn't rip it apart. It's meant to be ripped apart, man.
So now the speaker, you probably would end up doing this as well. So you actually do this. What he did is he pulled the speakers, he split the wire, he just basically ripped the wires apart.
I didn't rip. Oh my god! You have to stop that.
So that the stereo separation is larger. Right? You will probably do that as well. The only disadvantage of doing that is that it's harder to keep the cables upwards because there's now loose at the back. Normally it's only up to about this distance, right? But
which
now,
is essentially useless.
Yeah, so now you pulled it all the way until like double the distance. You can keep going further, but I don't really recommend it because it'll be really difficult to store later.
Yeah.
Alright, sound quality. Talk to us. How is this?
I love it.
Okay, so let me just plug this in. I mean, the sound quality, personally, I'm very impressed with it. But then again, I'm not an audiophile. But Farinelli is an audiophile.
And I'm impressed with it as well.
And he loves it. And so, they basically, whatever they've been famous for, X-Mini, small speakers that are very loud. I tell you, these speakers are really loud. We're at Starbucks here, and because we did 65 bits this morning, we told them to switch off the speakers, right? And then so to test the speakers, we actually played what's the song just now? You're playing the Christmas song. Let It Snow.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, we played Let It Snow on these speakers, and oh man,
it didn't even sound like X-Mini.
Yeah, it sounded just exactly like the PA system within the Starbucks itself. So it's really quite impressive.
Oh, too loud. So you can get very loud, even in it's quite a big environment.
So the bass is good. The audio quality is good. It's hard to distort it, like we said.
Yeah, it's hard to distort the thing, and the thing that is better than the bass that this expansion gives you is actually the fullness or the richness of the sound. That is quite characteristic of X-Mini speakers.
Yeah. So these are really great speakers. They're selling at $74.90 Singapore dollars. They're not on sale yet, but they should be on sale very, very soon, according to the guys at XMI. So 75 Singapore dollars. Basically, what you're getting is two X-Mini 2s. And a stereo cable. So for two speakers for the price of 1.5. So it's a good deal. It's a good deal.
Yeah. I'll give you a tip about the bass though. If you put it on any hollow surface, preferably wood, metal also works.
Yep.
And this is how I found out in camp.
And it sounds better?
Yeah, because I mean it acts as a natural woofer because the thing just transmits downwards. So the fullness of the bass we get is sometimes amazing. Just go and experiment with whatever tables, carpets you might have.
So just like the original X-Mini 2s, we highly recommend these speakers. Yes. They sell, they're quite affordable as well. They're good sound for the price and the size. All right.
Good.
Okay, they're fabulous sound for the price and the size. Okay, do not get the white. No matter what you do, don't get the white one. Right. Comes with this fabric casing, and it's a pretty good casing. Yeah, especially if
you get a white one, you know, yeah, you definitely need this case.
That was the X Mini Max 2 by a Singaporean company, XMI. We really recommend that you watch the previous episodes for all the other X Mini speakers to get an idea of, you know, what kind of thing are we talking about here. But you know, if you have any questions, you can email us gear65@tech65.org and www.tech65.org. That's our address. I'm Daniel.
I'm Farinelli.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.